Welcome back to the shop, guys. It's another day, another video. We got another gem. It's a 2012 Challenger. It's got a 3.6 liter in it. It came in yesterday for an overheating concern. So I pulled it in last night, started it up, brought it in, and just kind of looking things over. Well, let me show you what I found. Let me start this up. Keep in mind, this exhaust is kind of trash, so very loud. Let me reach in here, we'll start it up. Like I said, the exhaust is trash. But yeah, I found their problem, why it's overheating. That belt is not turning. Neither is the dampener. If you look down in there, the crank bolt is turning. So the balancer is just slipping on the front of the crankshaft. Let me turn this off real quick. All right, so that's not good. I got to do some checking last night. I kind of looked it up to see what this was all about, if it was a pressed on fit. It's not. It actually has a keyway in there, or is supposed to have a keyway in there. So I ordered one up last night before I went home. That just showed up. Got a keyway here. New crank bolt. But yeah, we'll have to pull that apart, see what's going on there. I'm not sure if the keyway actually just sheared off, or there wasn't one in there. I don't know. This isn't a regular vehicle of mine that I work on, so we'll dig into it here, see what's going on. Hopefully did not hurt the crankshaft. The balancer, I don't care about. We can put a new balancer on it. The crankshaft, that's going to be the major concern here. All right, so let's get into the video. Okay, let's get this belt out of the way here. Sorry for my reach. Ooh, that is so loose. God, I hope that crankshaft is okay. Let's get the belt out of the way. Oh my gosh, if you can pull the bolt out like that, that's not a good sign. All right, there's the bolt. Let's pull this guy off. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I have never ever seen this before. Look at that, guys. The whole side of the dampener's gone. Oh my gosh, I've never seen that before. Okay, so where's the rest of it? That's gonna be down inside the... Holy shit. Is there a keyway in here? Wow. That's a new one for me. I have never seen that. Let's see if I can get a mirror down in here and look to see where the keyway should be. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's completely broke off. Half of it actually goes into the lower timing gear. How am I going to get that out without pulling everything apart to get that keyway? the other piece is down in there somewhere, because I don't see it in here. So the broken off piece of the dampener is inside the engine. How did that not get in the timing chain and just completely screw this engine up? So we got a new balancer here. Before I call the customer and present an idea to them, I'm just going to throw this on here, make sure that it fits somewhat snug, because this one obviously did not with the missing side there. So let's throw this on there. I just want to see if it fits on there somewhat snug. And it does. It actually fits. Like I can't move it there back and forth. So that kind of tells me that the crankshaft should be good there. You know, if the crankshaft was wore out, well, then we're not going any further than this. So now I have to decide how to fix this. Whether we pull the front of the engine apart. Like I said, the keyway is, so it shares, half of it holds the timing gear, the bottom crank gear, half of it holds the dampener. Now, I don't know if this could, I'm going to present an idea to them, and I don't know how they're going to take it, because I know they really don't want to stick a lot of money into this. And I know they're going to ask me questions on how to get around it, and the only thing I can offer is maybe, because half the gear or half the keyway is gone, can I pull the seal out of the front, get in there, and make sure we have a receiver groove for the keyway in there. Can I cut this keyway in half? Put half the keyway in, because the other keyway, you know, it's half gone. It's holding the timing gear, because it obviously is in time, it runs. So what I'm thinking is, the alternative to pulling everything apart, can I cut this keyway in half, put half a keyway in the front, put the balancer on, because it needs to be located with that keyway, because it is a balancer, so it needs to be in the right location. The keyway is really not what holds all this together. It just locates everything. Your bolt is what kind of keeps everything together. So I think what happened here, somebody didn't get the bolt tight and created this issue. That dampener was just flopping around. Eventually, I think that's what broke the keyway, and then it just spun. Because she said it just happened out of the blue. She's driving it, all of a sudden temp comes up and, you know, overheats. So once we get a keyway in there, half a keyway, get the balancer on and torque that bolt, there's really no way this should turn or have any issues, in theory. I think that's going to work. Comment below and tell me what you guys think about this situation. What would you guys do in this situation? Yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways to help them out here. They don't want to spend a whole lot of money. I know that. She kind of made it sound like, yeah, this is kind of, you know, if it's something major, they're probably not going to do anything with it. So, you know, for roughly 350 bucks, we can go this route and see what happens. I don't know. I'm going to give her an option. If they want to go this route, I think it's going to be okay. They will be signing paperwork, that's for sure. I'm going to contact the customer, have them come down here, explain everything to them, show them what's going on, and see what they want to do. So it looks like we're moving ahead with this. Yeah, next step, pull that seal out. We're going to see if we can retrieve the rest of that keyway. I don't think we're going to be able to, but we're going to try. Look at this balancer though. want to show you how long it's been actually wearing in there, because this is all metal. So the crankshaft didn't take any damage. It was all in this balancer, and you can see or feel a ridge on here. You can see it in there. Just a huge ridge. Let me get the camera set up in there. We're gonna pull the seal out. Crankshaft I turned, so the keyway is top of the, at 12 o'clock, let's put it that way. Not concerned about timing marks right now because we're not pulling the timing gear off or doing anything with that yet. I'm just gonna kind of get in there and see what's going on. You might ask, what are you gonna do with the parts that are in the engine? Nothing. That's what we're gonna do with it. They're already in there. They found a home, and that's probably where they're gonna stay. Yeah, that oil pan is deep right there. I don't think we're gonna have any issues. It's a big chunk of metal. It's not gonna float it up anywhere, hit the crank or anything like that. It's just gonna live there for the rest of its life, however long that is. So yeah, we'll get you in there, see what we can do with this. Ooh, it'd be nice to actually see that instead of just feeling it there. Let me get a magnet and see if I can see if something pulls out of there. I don't think it will, but we're gonna try. I'm not sure if that's magnetic or not. Does not appear like it wants to come out of there. Okay, so we're on to the original plan. It might be a good thing that that keyway did not come out the other half, just because if that gear turns or if there was tension on the timing chain and that moves, then I'm doing the job anyway, pulling the timing cover off, timing chains, all that. You're probably looking at a couple $1,000s, I would think. So we're going to cut this keyway in half, snake that in there, hopefully without dropping it, get it in the receiver groove, get our seal put in, and get this balancer put on. But yeah, the hardest part is going to be getting that keyway in. The rest of it should be pretty straightforward. So let's get to it. Camera in there so you can see what's going on, just so you know what I'm dealing with here. Hopefully you can see it okay. So down in here you're gonna see the keyway, half of it. And that's what we got to get the other half put into, is that receiver groove. Well, here goes nothing. We're going to start off a little big, see if that fits, and go from there. Put that in there, see what happens. All right, so pretty happy with that. I used probably about maybe 2/3 of that keyway, and it went in nice and snug. I actually used a little pry bar to actually get it in there, so if somebody has to pull this apart later, they don't have to worry about the keyway falling out. It's snug in there, which was one of my concerns, because that's, ugh. As a mechanic, I would not want to be pulling stuff apart, having that happen to me, and then all of a sudden we got issues. So it will stay in there. I pried it in there. It's nice and snug. Hopefully you can see it there. Ready for a seal and the harmonic balancer, and this should be good to go. Okay, so we got our seal put in here. That looks good. Time for the balancer. Find that keyway. And there she goes. Got our new bolt here. I'm gonna put a little blue Loctite on it, just for a little reassurance. And then this gets torqued to, I believe, 30 foot-pounds. And 30 foot-pounds plus 105 degrees. Okay, so we got our holding tool in place to hold the balancer. We got to torque this nut to 30 foot-pounds and then an additional 105 degrees. So I'm using an 1 inch and a 1/16, I believe, 1 inch and an 1/8 socket. That's the only one I had that fits it, that's kind of shallow. I didn't want to pull the fan off, so this is what I'm using. Alright, just starting to tighten up there. Okay, 30 foot-pounds. Okay, I'm using this is a 27mm socket on here. This one fits a little bit better, but the 1 inch and an 1/8 is all I had for a short one. Alright, so we're set up there, 105 degrees. Hold this guy. Oh, that is tight. Whew. We're at 99. Come on. 105. That was a lot of torque on that. It's got to be over, I don't know what the equivalent is, probably 200 plus foot-pounds. It's not going anywhere, trust me. So we got the belt put on here. Time to start it up, and we'll see what happens. So the belt turns, the water pump turns, everything turns. I think this is going to be good to go. I am going to let it run, make sure the thermostat opens, make sure there's no overheating issues, which now that we got water pump turning, shouldn't be an issue. So leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of this video. Should I have pulled everything apart? Or in your opinion, was this all right? I have all the confidence in the world that this is not going to have an issue. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that stuff. We'll see you on the next one.